Hello students, good morning to all of you. Yesterday we completed the topic Introduction to Polymer Chemistry. So today we are going to study the next topic or next chapter, that is the coordination compounds. So today we are going to study the new topic coordination compounds. So let's start from the introduction of this topic. So coordination compounds are widely distributed in minerals, in plants and animals. They are widely distributed in minerals, then plants and animals. So these coordination compounds are known to play many biological functions. That means they are very important to the human beings because they are known to play many biological functions. Let's study some examples. So, photosynthesis in the plants involves chlorophyll. Photosynthesis, which is taking place in the plants, it involves chlorophyll, and chlorophyll, it is the coordination compounds of magnesium metal. So photosynthesis, it occurs by using the chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll, it is the coordination compound, and it is the coordination compound of magnesium metal. Then next coordination compound is hemoglobin. So we know that hemoglobin is present in our blood. So hemoglobin present in blood, which is responsible for regulation of respiration process in animals, it is also the coordination compound of iron. Hemoglobin, it is present in blood, and this hemoglobin, it is responsible for regulation of respiration process, and this is the coordination compound of iron. In this way, coordination compound plays very important role in our daily life. So variety of metallurgical processes or industrial processes or catalysts or analytical reagents make use of the coordination compounds. Variety of coordination compound, they plays as a role of catalyst in the chemical reaction, or they plays as a role of analytical reagent in various chemical reactions. That means coordination compounds, they plays very important role in our daily life. So these coordination compounds, they are studied in a branch of chemistry, and that branch of chemistry is called as coordination chemistry. Coordination compounds are studied in a branch of chemistry that is called as coordination chemistry. So coordination chemistry is defined as the branch of chemistry. The branch of chemistry. So coordination chemistry is defined as the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of which deals with the study of coordination compounds, which deals with the study of coordination compounds, which deals with the study of coordination compounds, or they are also called as complex compounds. Complex compounds is called coordination chemistry is called coordination chemistry. So listen once again. Coordination compounds are studied in a branch of chemistry, and that branch of chemistry is called as coordination chemistry. So coordination of chemistry, it is defined as the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of coordination compounds or complex compound is called as coordination chemistry. So coordination compounds, they consist of central metal atom or ion. Coordination compounds consist of central metal atom or ion. So coordination compounds, they consist of central metal atom or ion surrounded by number of oppositely charged ion or neutral molecules. Listen once again. So coordination compounds are nothing but these are the compounds in which there is a presence of central metal atom or ion. So coordination compound, it consists of central metal atom or ion, and this central metal atom or ion, it is surrounded by number of oppositely charged ion or neutral molecules. Let's take example. So consider a complex Cu, then NH3 4 times, and on this complex +2 charge is present. So consider a coordination compound or complex compound CuNH3 4 times 2 plus charge. So in this complex metal, it is copper, and this copper, it is the central metal ion, while ammonia are the neutral molecules, and these ammonia molecules, they surrounds this central copper metal, or copper metal, it is central metal atom and it is surrounded by these ammonia molecules. So take another example. So chemotherapy drug cisplatin, it having the formula Pt, that is platinum metal, NH3 twice Cl2. So this cisplatin, it is also the example of coordination compound or complex compound. So in this coordination compound, central platinum metal, in this coordination compound, this platinum metal, it is surrounded by 2 ammonia molecules and 2 chloride ions. So that means, remember that coordination compounds are nothing but these are the compounds having a central metal atom or ion. Here Cu, here platinum. So central metal atom or ion is present, and it is surrounded by number of oppositely charged ion or neutral molecules. Here this copper, it is surrounded by neutral molecules, that is ammonia. Here this platinum, it is surrounded by ammonia molecule as well as chloride ions. So these are the examples of coordination compounds or coordination complex. So, in the complex, central metal ion is surrounded by certain species. So here in this complex, copper metal is surrounded by this species, that is ammonia. Here platinum metal is surrounded by neutral ammonia molecule and chloride ions. So these neutral ion or neutral molecules, they are called as ligands. They are called as ligands. So ligands are defined as the species surrounding the species surrounding the central metal atom, the central metal atom or ion. The species surrounding central metal atom or ion are called as ligands. So in examination, question will be asked as define ligands for 1 mark. So ligands are defined as the species surrounding central metal atom or ion are called as ligands. So ligands are directly linked to the central metal ion through the coordinate bond. Ligands, they are directly linked to the central metal atom or ion. Central metal atom or ion, and this linking, it takes place by means of a bond, and that bond it is called as coordinate bond. Listen once again. Ligands are directly linked to the central metal atom or ion through the coordinate bond. See this complex. So in this complex, central metal, it is copper, and this copper, it is surrounded by ammonia molecules. So the species surrounding central metal atom or ion are called as ligands. That means in this complex, ammonia molecules are called as ligands. So ammonia molecules, they are called as ligands. Or in this complex, here platinum metal is surrounded by 2 ammonia molecules and chloride ions. So chloride ion and ammonia molecules, these are called as ligands. So ligand, they are linked to the central metal atom or ion through the coordinate bond. So this coordinate bond, it occurs when shared electron pair is contributed by ligand. So this coordinate bond, it occurs when shared electron pair, it is contributed by the ligand. That means in between ligand and central metal atom or ion, coordinate bond will be formed, and this coordinate bond, it is formed due to the ligand, because ligand shared electron pair between central metal atom and ligand. So coordinate bond is conveniently represented by an arrow. Coordinate bond. So coordinate bond, it is conveniently represented by the arrow. So here arrow's head point to the acceptor. So coordinate bond is represented by arrow, and arrow's head, this is the arrow's head. So this arrow's head, it points to the electron acceptor. So in between ligand and central metal atom or ion, formation of coordinate bond takes place, and this coordination bond, it form due to the ligand. So ligand, their electron rich species, they donate the electron to the central metal atom or ion. So this coordinate bond, it is represented by the arrow, this particular arrow. So its head points to the electron acceptor. So the central metal atom or ion, usually it is the electron deficient. So in the complex, central metal atom or ion are usually electron deficient species, and they accept the electron pair from the ligands. So in the complex, central metal, they are electron deficient, so they accept electron pair from the ligands. Thus, in another word, we can say that ligands being electron donor, the ligands being electron donor, so ligands being electron donor, they are called as Lewis base. While central metal atom or ion, they are electron pair acceptor. Hence, they serve as Lewis acid. So we know the definitions of acids and bases according to Arrhenius concept, Lowry-Bronsted concept, and Lewis concept. So according to Lewis concept, the substance which donate electron pair to other are called as Lewis base, and the substance which accept the electron pair are called as Lewis acid. So from this theory, we can say that since ligands are electron donor, that's why in the complex they are Lewis base, and in the complex central metal atom or ion, they are the electron acceptor, therefore they are Lewis acids. So after studying about ligands, now we are going to study the next article, that is types of ligands. So let's study the next article, that is the types of ligands. So depending upon the number of donor atom in the ligand, we are studying the classification or types of ligands. So depending upon the number of donor atoms in the ligand, that is density. So on this basis, or on the basis of density, ligands can be classified as monodentate ligands, and next one, it is the polydentate ligands. So how ligands can be classified, or which are the two types of ligands? Two types of ligands are monodentate ligands and polydentate ligands. So on which basis these ligands are classified? So depending upon the number of donor atom in the ligand, that is density, on this basis they are classified as, or there are two types of ligands, monodentate and polydentate ligands. So let's study the first one, that is monodentate ligand. So monodentate ligands, they are also called as unidentate ligand. So monodentate ligands, they are also called as unidentate ligands. So let's study about monodentate ligands. So a monodentate ligand is one where single donor atom shares electron pair to form coordinate bond, to form the coordinate bond with central metal atom, or ion. Listen once again. So we are studying types of ligands. There are two types of ligands, monodentate ligand and polydentate ligands. So first one, it is the monodentate ligands. Monodentate ligands are also called as unidentate ligands. So monodentate ligands are nothing but these are the ligands in which single donor atom shares electron pair with central metal atom or ion and forms the coordinate bond. That means, in another word, we can say that the ligand molecule or ion which has only one donor atom or only one point of attachment and can coordinate with metal ion at only one site in a complex is called as monodentate ligands. In short, we can say that monodentate ligands are nothing but the ligand molecule or ion which has only one donor atom. They are called as monodentate ligands. So let's take example. For example, consider ligand that is ammonia. So ligand that is ammonia, it is the example of ligand. Ammonia, it is the example of ligand. So in NH3 it has only one donor atom. Only one donor atom, that is electron pair donor atom. Donor atom is one, or only one donor atom is present in ammonia, and that is nitrogen. So this nitrogen, it having a lone pair of electron, so it is the electron pair donor atom. So ammonia, it contains only one nitrogen atom. That's why it is the example of monodentate ligand. Then another example, ligands like Cl minus or ligands like OH minus or ligands like Cn minus. They are attached to the central metal. They are attached to the central metal. Central metal have electron pair and have electron pair on Cl, then oxygen and nitrogen. So ligand Cl minus, OH minus, Cn minus, they are attached to central metal, and this central metal, it have electron pair on central metal, and these ligands, they have a electron pair. That's why these are the examples of monodentate ligand. Then after studying monodentate ligand and its example, now we are going to study the next, that is the polydentate ligands. So let's study polydentate ligands. So polydentate ligands has two or more donor atoms. Polydentate ligands, they have two or more. They have two or more donor atoms. Electron pair donor atoms linked to central metal atom or ion. So polydentate ligands are nothing but these are the ligands in which two or more donor atoms are linked to the central metal ion. Or in other words, we can say that polydentate ligands are nothing but the ligand molecule or ion which has two or more donor atoms. So ligand which has two or more donor atoms or point of attachment, and they are linked to the metal ion in the complex, they are called as polydentate ligands. So remember that in monodentate ligand there is a single donor atom, while in polydentate ligand there are two or more donor atoms. So two examples here we are taken are, first one, it is the ethylene diamine, and second one is ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion. So these two are the examples of polydentate ligand. Let's study why these are the examples of polydentate ligands. So see the first example, that is ethylene diamine. So In ethylene diamine, on the nitrogen there are two nitrogen atoms, and on this nitrogen atom electron pair it is present. So lone pair of electron are present on the nitrogen atom. That's why in this ligand there are two donor atoms. So that's why it is the example of polydentate ligand. Because polydentate ligands are nothing but ligand which having two or more donor atoms, or electron donor atoms. So here in the ethylene diamine, this nitrogen and this nitrogen it having a lone pair of electron. That's why there are two nitrogen atoms here and they can donate the electron. That's why it is the example of polydentate ligand. Then another example is ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion. So again it is the important ligand. So it binds to the metal ion through 6 donor atoms. So this ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion, it can bind to the central metal ion through 6 donor atoms. So 4 donor atoms are oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 oxygen atom and 2 nitrogen atom. And thus they can form 5-membered 5 heterocyclic rings also. So here ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion, it is the example of polydentate ligand because it having a totally 6 donor atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that's why it is the example of polydentate ligands. Then the next type of ligand, it is the ambidentate ligand. So ambidentate ligands are nothing but if ligand has 2 or more donor atoms, but however when complex is formed, only one donor atom is attached to the metal, then it is called as ambidentate ligand. Listen once again. So if ligand has 2 or more, donor atoms, but however during the complex formation only one donor atom is attached. During the complex formation, if only one donor atom is attached to central metal atom or ion, is attached to metal, that is atom or ion, then such type of ligands they are called as ambidentate ligand. Listen once again. And ambidentate ligands are nothing but if ligand has 2 or more donor atoms, but when complex is formed, only one donor atom it is attached to the metal, then such type of ligand is called as ambidentate ligand. Let's study some examples. So ligand NO2 minus, it having a 2 donor atoms, nitrogen and oxygen. So both nitrogen and oxygen, they having the electron rich atoms. So two donor atom in this ligand, that is nitrogen and oxygen, are present. So out of two, only one is linked to metal. During the complex formation, out of two, only one is linked to the metal, and this linking, it is as like this. So here M, that is metal, then here O and O, or linking maybe takes place in this fashion also. Here M and here NO2. So here in the ligand NO2 minus, two donor atoms, that is N and O, are present. Out of two, only one is linked to the metal as MONO. Here to the central metal atom O it is linked, or in some complex to the central metal N is linked. Then such type of ligand is called as ambidentate ligand. Two donor atoms are present here, nitrogen and oxygen, but out of these two, only one donor atoms, they are linked to the metal. Then second example is another example ligand Cn minus. It is also the example of ambidentate ligand, because in Cn minus or cyanide ion, two donor atoms, that is carbon and nitrogen, are present. So two donor atoms, carbon and nitrogen, are present, and they are linked to metal, and they are linked to metal as MCN. So here carbon, it is linked to the metal, or they are also linked in another fashion, that is MNC. So here to the metal, nitrogen, it is linked. So here this Cn minus ligand, it is also the ambidentate ligand. So NO2 minus and Cn minus, these are the examples of ambidentate ligand. Why these are the examples of ambidentate ligand? Because this ligand, they have two donor atoms, but out of two donor atoms, only one donor atom, it is attached. Only one donor atom is attached to the metal. That's why these are the example of ambidentate ligand. So up till now we studied various articles. In the introduction we studied how coordination compounds are important in our daily life. After that we studied the definition of coordination chemistry, because coordination compounds are studied in the branch of chemistry, and that branch of chemistry is called as coordination chemistry. Then we studied about meaning of coordination compounds. After that we studied some examples. Then we studied one more important article, and that article was ligands. Definition of ligand, then types of ligand. Ligands are of two types, monodentate ligand and polydentate ligand. We studied their examples also. Then another next type of ligand, it is ambidentate ligand. Again here in the ambidentate ligand also we studied its definition and some examples. So today we will stop here. Thank you.